Good morning, good afternoon. This is James the Weatherman here, back with a video about severe weather today, March 6th, 2022. They've issued an enhanced risk for Arkansas and parts of Missouri, possibly a few strong tornadoes. Yesterday we seen a pretty substantial tornado outbreak, but uh, can't really rule out that today. We could see some long track tornadoes in this as well. Look over, there's an enhanced risk, like I said, severe thunderstorm portions of northern Arkansas and southern Missouri. Severe thunderstorms are expected this afternoon through tonight in a corridor from the Arklatex and the Ozark region into the Ohio Valley and Tennessee Valley. This includes risk for a few tornadoes, some of which may be strong and damaging winds, especially this evening overnight across parts of northern Arkansas and Missouri. We'll just go over briefly. We have that hatched area of significant severe tornado risk. That's hatched area is 10% or greater probability of an EF2 to an EF5 tornado within 25 miles of any point. This includes Conway, Arkansas, Russellville, Arkansas, Searcy, Arkansas, Harrison, Arkansas, and Mountain Home, Arkansas. In that area, we do have a 10% risk in Jonesboro, Arkansas, Conway, Arkansas, Russellville, Arkansas, Paragould, Arkansas. And we have the 5% in Little Rock, Arkansas, Evansville, Indiana, Fort Smith, Arkansas, North Little Rock, Arkansas, and Hot Spring, Arkansas. Now, winds going to be substantial. We do have a 30% chance of damaging winds greater than 50 knots or higher within 25 miles of any point. This includes Jonesboro, Arkansas, Conway, Arkansas, Russellville, Arkansas, and Paragould, Arkansas. That is likely, if you don't see a tornado in that area, you're going to get substantial winds for sure. Hail, we have 15% chance in Fort Smith, Arkansas, Fayetteville, Arkansas, Springdale, Arkansas, Rogers, Arkansas, and Bentonville, Arkansas. We're going to look at the current satellite. It is currently 11:02 Central Daylight Time. We can see a couple areas of convection that don't know how much sun they've gotten already, but a couple big storms to keep an eye out. I think later in the day, definitely early evening to over the night hours. This area, if this can kind of remain clear and it heats up a little bit, I think we can see some strong tornadoes um, and possibly some long track tornadoes. This this is just a random sounding that I found. Um, Usually when we see that little curve upwards, that means possibility of very strong winds. And this is pretty solid, very little shear. Um, so I would say the uplift is perfect for the if it sets up like this HRRR model says, we could see in this area. I will show you the area. We could see in Russellville, just on the other side of Arkansas River, between Russellville, Morton. That's kind of where this sounding was brought about. So, kind of, if you're in that area, I would say anywhere from Fort Smith, Little Rock, north, uh, including Mountain Home, Walnut Ridge, up into southeast Missouri. and keep an eye out in Jonesboro as well. Now let's go back to just the look at Surface Base Cape. This is the 15Z run. We're currently 16Z is currently loading up, but we'll kind of see in 8 hours about. We'll see up in that area is going to be 2,247 joules per kilogram. That's pretty high up there. We'll look at the dew point up there, see what we're looking at, as well as that. Let's look at the significant tornado parameter. Within the next 8 to 9 hours, we see that parameter really, but it's showing further south. We do have something up here. This is primary. I'd say there's a good chance of, as you see the sounding graph, pretty good chance of some damaging winds, if not a tornado. And let's look at the lifted. It's pretty favorable up here. Pretty favorable for at least some damaging winds and possibly an isolated strong tornado. Let's do the 2 dew points, the surface-based dew point, and let's go to about 8. So it's looking like 60, 67, mid 60s to the upper 60s in that area. We got in the enhanced risk, we got 60, same area as well, mid 60s. Temperature, let's see, when you get strong tornadoes or any severe weather, it needs to be warm and the humidity needs to be just right. But it wouldn't surprise me if we see a strong tornado or possibly a long track tornado. Now let's look at the composite reflectivity. And we'll go 8 hours in. Like we've been watching, these are some isolated renegade supercells according to the HRRR. Just remember, this is the HRRR. This is not necessarily what the radar is going to look like. I give it probably about an 80% chance that the radar will not look like this. But it kind of gives a good idea on what the radar could look like. We could see some of these renegade cells further south. We could, if it keeps pushing its way northeast, we could see them a little farther into Missouri. As we move in the overnight hours, you see it's going to be a possibly a QLCS linear squall line damaging winds, possibly some isolated hail. If there's any renegade cells that can stay away from the line of storms, could possibly see a tornado or two in that area. And then it basically becomes a line in the afternoon or after midnight. So just kind of go really quickly over the overview. We could possibly see a strong tornado in 25 miles from Conway, Arkansas, from any point of these areas: Conway, Arkansas, Russellville, Arkansas, Harrison, Arkansas, and Mountain Home, Arkansas. I hope everybody is having a wonderful weekend, and if you are in these areas, please stay weather aware.